Hello everyone and welcome to Fleet's Terrific Thursdays. This time we're playing ICBM Escalation. Now I've been waiting for this game for a great deal of time and it's finally here. Now we're going to be playing Conquest, and obviously if this is very popular then obviously we might have more to come in future, so multiple gaming sessions over the course of the period. Now, who do I want to play as? I'm thinking... yeah, probably Russia. Because we're led by people in suits, not the generals. Now, I should still have my config. Yes, I do. Land Warfare 2, which is what you need. Because you can't really afford to commit to something that isn't Land Warfare. I do want some coastal guns just for the early phase. But, if all goes well, we should be able to, at least at first, reconquer some of our lands to the west. At the very least, the Baltic states and Belarus to reunite with Kaliningrad. That's my plan. Go in hard and heavy with an opening salvo. And hope we can keep the Middle East, Central Asia, and East Asia not trying to rip our head off. So, here we are. So the first thing that I always go for, usually, is if you're planning to fight a land war, you should ideally be looking to well, you should ideally be looking to how do I describe this? You basically want to get to a point where... What is an LHA carrier? Is that a landing helicopter carrier? Might be. Either way, so ground forces. We want weapon modernizations. We want basic infantry fighting vehicles, and we also probably want improved machine tools and centralized defense planning. Now then, we want to deploy most of our army bases in the west, of course with an angle to go south if needs be, and then the other one in the east, because I firmly believe that there will be attacks in that area. I want to deploy our coastal guns to block anyone from... I know I can get it there. There we go. From basically accessing the northwestern passage either end without my say-so. Obviously that means giving them radar so they could see what they're firing at. Then, before the armies are down, we want to place security checkpoints along as much of our border as possible to prevent infiltration by groups of special forces looking to blow things up. I would rather things not be blown up. It's not very helpful, and it's not conducive to... well, it's not conducive to things in my country remaining unblown up. And we just have to hope that the escalation towards atomic weapons doesn't happen too quickly, and that most of our conflicts, at least for now, remain fairly conventional. So, we'll have to go with a tactical airbase per theatre, and then a strategic airbase up here. so that it's safe, but it does mean that we can at least respond to threats from Europe and Central Asia, which is where I expect a lot of our threats to come from. So concentrating most of our armies in the center and the south, looking for a drive into Western Europe. Yes, I am literally playing as Russia. What were you expecting? And then I want rapidly deployable divisions there, because one of the things I'm going to build, first of all, is we're actually going to build our Eastern Army divisions. Next, we construct our radar installations, ideally along our borders, to ensure that Russia cannot just be casually threatened with... Well, you get the basic premise here. And of course we defend anything worthwhile with AA gun sites, which for some reason depict them as Gepards, even though we are well prior to the era of things like Gepard and where's my tactical airbase? There it is, defend it with one of those. Finally, for my next trick, I will deploy a carrier battle group along with destroyer escorts, a cruiser, and a resupply ship. And their job will be to secure sea control around the northern islands of Spitsbergen. Ideally with a view to denying them to Europe permanently. But we shall see. And with that, let the games begin. Okay, Europe is elected to start with second generation aircraft. I don't like that. I've got all this force built up. I feel like I need to use it. Not doing so may be disastrous. So what I'm going to do is we're going to actually launch Operation Western Thrust as planned. And we're ideally going to launch it right now. We're going to formally declare the war, so as to not spook the Europeans. They're not that heavily defended on our border, so it should be relatively straightforward to do. March our army divisions in towards key point targets, and then of course the plan is to drop reinforcements where the battle lines develop. Of course, first thing we need to do is set up our aircraft to do patrols, because we don't want to be caught napping. We want to make sure that our fronts are patrolled, and we are actually doing that. And let us commence our operations against Europe. It looks like we've caught Europe napping. Okay, and let me just... Because the problem is we're Russia without a good chunk of our military industry, which is in Ukraine. So seizing those territories are vital. So, first things first. Oh, I think I have to tell my troops to try and shoot something, don't I? There we go. War were declared. We are now at war with... Oh, of course, there's a peace timer left, so... Europe has a chance to get its fleet together, in this act together. I'm going to move my carrier group into position to strike key points. I plan to task aircraft to... there we go. So now we have our army divisions, and we will now start to deploy them to defend. In fact, I'm very convinced that the Chinese are going to move against us. I've seen Chinese armored divisions on their border ready to go, and that is, yeah, it's very clear to me that there's going to be some form of Chinese offensive against us.
Enemy invading.
Okay, I thought we were supposed to have peacetime, but nope, the enemy has invaded Kaliningrad. Or are they just going past it? They're just going past the edge of it. I think the Europeans have realised what's about to happen, and we're getting ready to move in with our forces as soon as we can. Because if we wait, we're just going to be caught napping, and that's not really something that is acceptable. So again, we're going to put this guy in the army base, because we're going to fly them over to deploy our troops in advance of the Chinese expected area of attack. Okay, so the Chinese armored force isn't there.
Research complete.
Okay, we did manage to get improved weapons before that war began, so that's going to help our infantry fight better. We're matching ourselves against the Chinese, which is good. Though there are areas they could be that we don't have troops, but, well, I'm hopeful that that won't be a problem. Guarding both ends of the Northern Passage with fixed coastal guns, which is what we want. Carrier group moving southwest. Carrier. Ah, so we've got LHA carriers. That's why. We've only got multi-role aircraft, so we probably want a full fleet carrier. But that'll come later. So again, most of our divisions, I'm keeping them out east because again, I am not confident with what the Chinese are going to do. And I want to make sure that we are ready to respond as and when required. As soon as the peace timer runs out, the invasion will begin, and we will rapidly move to destroy key areas where the Europeans have themselves in strength. We've also got our carriers getting ready to launch strikes against enemy radar sites the moment the war kicks off. And I've got my IL-16s getting ready to move in and drop ordnance against an airfield in Zaporizhia. And there we go. War were declared. We are going, and let me just commence Operation Scandinavian Thrust, which is the dropping of 3 divisions of troops around Stockholm in a lightning assault to seize the city before European reinforcements can arrive to stop us. Again. Airpower moving in. Tactical airbase is under threat by us, which is what we want. Commencing Operation VDV, except this time it's going to work on Iskov. We're going to drop a airborne force at Lviv to try and seize that. Again, the whole goal here is to attempt to seize as much territory as we can before things go wrong. Like I said, things in the east seem to be mostly stable as far as I can tell. I don't think I'll need too much in the way of additional support. Although our forces do need forward anti-aircraft cover, but I'm going to provide that relatively quickly with airdropping a anti-aircraft gun division to our troops on the front line. There we go, and that will help them. It'll make sure they have to stay away, which is what we want. Army groups seem to be doing okay. I'm going to continue with my operation, and we're going to airdrop a force or an army division at Kyiv. Where have I seen this before? Oh wait, it's just like old Pootler's invasion, except this time I'm doing it right, and it will be successful. Our carrier group is moving to try and make sure that NATO forces, so European forces, cannot move into Eastern Europe as we continue our liberation of the territories. Zaporizhia is being taken, Kharkiv is being taken, Kiev is being taken, Lviv is being taken. Vilnius is mostly secure. I'm going to send troops south because we basically need them in the south more than we need them in the north. I'm also going to see about redirecting one of the troops that was destined to the far east to the forces helping to secure Lviv, because again, that's the spear tip of the offensive into the west, and if it is seized, then we are in a fairly decent position when it comes to our forces. See about getting another AA gun out to our lads at the front. That's the thinking anyway. There we go. That's the way of it. Also, once Ukraine and Belarus and East Scandinavia have fallen, we'll be in a really decent position to actually sue for peace terms with Europe and lock in a new status quo, having decisively taken a lead over Europe in GDP. Whereas I believe they currently have a bit of the lead over us. Okay, the Baltic States is now Russian, which is unwanted. Now that that is done, I don't want to push my luck any further. Like I said, the whole goal here is to seize territory that we used to possess. So it's just Odessa and Kyiv that need to be taken now. Once they're taken, I can declare this war a success and lock in the new frontiers of the Russian Empire. So there we go, East Scandinavia also fallen. I may as well go for West Scandinavia while I'm here. Maybe also worth having a crack at Copenhagen, like while I'm here, try and secure access out of the Baltic if I can. May as well. I'm going to retire the armies in the north back to home base. I don't think they'll be able to actually do much to. There we go. Ukraine has been occupied by Russia.
Alliance formed.
Yeah, there we go. I knew it. I knew they were coming. East Asia is coming to try and take territory off of the Russians. I don't find that very surprising at all. But luckily I do actually have forces in place to counter, and I do have a new fresh division coming offline, and he is going to deploy to halt the advance of that division there.
Structure destroyed.
It's not surprising. I'm not surprised we lost a security checkpoint. There's an entire armor division going through that way. Luckily though, we are succeeding in holding them back. Oh yeah, they are moving a major force into southwest Siberia. It's what I expected.
Structure destroyed.
Just got to turn them back where we can and fight them where we can't. Europe's been fairly obviously caught off guard here.
A city has been bombed.
They what? Did they just nuke us? Oh, they did! Okay, they've escalated to atomic arms. Alright, if Is that how they want to play it then? Alright, okay, that is how they want to play it. They are actually bringing in atomic weaponry.
Formed.
Yeah, can we get that bomber, please?
Formed.
Before it releases its weapon, guys, come on!
A city has been bombed.
They've hit us in the worst possible position in the vulnerable east, where we really couldn't afford to be hit. It was the one area where we're gonna have to hold out for 2 more minutes, then I can redeploy. Yeah, I mean, I want to see if I can actually deploy some forces further east now, if I can. Get some of the troops back to army bases and send eastward. Try and hold back the advancing East Asians. If that can be done. Let's see about having our carrier group transit the Northern Passage. And go out to the Pacific, because it's clear that there's no European naval presence to speak of.
Vehicle destroyed.
Yeah, it's not surprising. They're trying to invade Siberia, which is interesting, but not exactly what I'd call. Okay, so have we got troops ready for transport? We do. Okay, fantastic. I know this is a point of no return drop, but we basically have no choice. We need those troops deployed.
Structure
And if I need to sacrifice transport aircraft to do that, then I will do that. Because the alternative is...
Alliance formed.
No, thank you, I don't want a partnership. The alternative, gentlemen, is quite frankly losing, well, southern Siberia, which is not really something that I want to countenance. Soon as I've occupied West Scandinavia, which therefore opens up the Baltic to us, we shall be able to do more. Why haven't they... I ordered them to go all the... Why haven't they dropped their troops? What the heck? Are you being serious right now? Have you just decided to not? Am I going to lose 2 divisions because you decided to just not follow orders? Yes, I am. Because, yeah, of course. That's fair. That's fair. Oh, and North Africa's now coming for me as well. Typical. Well...
Structure destroyed.
Yeah, now we really are in a bit of a pickle. We need to form up for a counterattack.
City is besieged.
Yeah, I know. The fact that you didn't...
Structure destroyed.
City is lost.
Oh, this is annoying.
Structure destroyed.
Okay, now Central Asia's also at war with me. No, thank you. No, I don't want to talk to you people. I want to get on.
Structure destroyed.
I want to get on with the job of trying to save what parts of Russia can be saved, given the fact that apparently I'm fighting a war with a great deal of the world, apparently, because for reasons I don't fully understand. I should be able to get Europe to actually cease fire. Oh no, they are not. They're not going to cease fire because they see I'm losing in the east, because of course. Typical. Absolutely typical. And these guys won't stop until they've conquered that territory. And need more troops, and we just start getting them right now. I don't have any atomic weapons, which these stations do. A carrier group is still transiting eastward, so they won't be available for some time. We have some.
City is lost.
Yeah, that's not surprising. Excuse me. So the enemy is being forced to withdraw, that is good. We are rebuilding our strength. Can we get some airstrikes? Not on that target, we can't. We have an army division here. They're not attacking in the south. They seem content to nuke in the south. Okay. Okay, we liberated one city, which means that they will not be able to actually secure the territory. We have we have an understrength division to take 2 full strength ones. That's more East Asian troops coming in. We need to keep building ground troops. We can't afford to stop building ground troops.
City is lost.
For some reason, dropping bombs on a security checkpoint is something that is, you know, a good use of East Asian Air Force time. I don't understand it any more than anyone else does, but apparently this is something they pride themselves on. Still, as long as we can contain the point and stop the bleeding, we should be able to successfully... There we go. We're entrenching, holding a choke point. This is very good. Can we get any strategic air cover to them? I think we can. Yeah, we can get some strategic air cover out to them, which is good. Got another troop supply drop coming in. Well, if I can get the war to stalemate on my terms, I can pretty much freeze the conflict, hopefully, at least temporarily. Central South Asia's not done anything, and they're actually occupying territory I would like to take back, but right now everything's a little bit off kilter, and we do have incoming East Asian forces approaching. Need to dig in and get ready for them.
Vehicle destroyed.
I assume that's their assault to try and retake Scandinavia. Yes, yes it is. We've got strategic bombers coming in. Well, yeah, IL-28. Calling them IL-28 a strategic bomber is a bit of a misnomer. But yeah. Yep. There we go.
Vehicle destroyed.
Long range bombers, and we get bears, which are actually less than rubbish, which is fine. Very nice. Good stuff. Okay, so they are going to attempt to retake Copenhagen. That's not too surprising, but well, what can we really do about it? We are
City
dealing...
is besieged.
Will Europe accept a ceasefire now? They will not. Actually, what if because I didn't want West Scandinavia anyway. So what if I offer West Scandinavia? No, they will not accept that. Europe has decided that we need to die. Okay, so that is only 2 divisions now.
City is besieged.
So that is better than it was. But it's not perfect, and they concentrate their efforts in central Siberia for reasons I don't quite understand.
Enemy invading.
What I do know is that I need to now put the pressure back on Europe, and that means going on the offensive again. Because it's no longer enough to sit here and basically hope that Europe gives in. No, we have to put the pressure on them. And that means invading into Central Europe, into Romania. Areas I did not want to invade, but my hand has basically been forced. I wanted to limit the war, but they keep escalating. I keep trying to end the conflict, and they keep escalating the war.
City is besieged.
Vehicle destroyed.
Most of Europe's armies have gone northwards. Now that an invasion into Poland has actually begun, they've suddenly and rapidly changed how they're going to act. Almost as if they're a little scared by the concept of Russian troops marching into Poland. Okay, so we have... So the Chinese forces spread out. I don't know what the other wars are that are ongoing. If Central Europe can be made to fall, then we can actually achieve a great victory here. Okay, one of the army divisions needs to go back, but that's okay. We're close to seizing yet more of the territory. We've actually forced them to back down from their invasion of Copenhagen simply by the fact that we invaded Eastern Europe. Now I seriously hope they're willing to come to terms, because I will continue to escalate the conflict if they don't come to terms. If they do not seek terms, then, well, to be blunt, I will continue to march west. I've already got my aircraft carrier coming eastwards to try and prepare for an invasion of Japan.
Air wings replenished.
And now we have to keep building tanks. We'll keep building divisions, basically. Okay. So with 3 divisions, I'm fairly confident launching an assault on the single division defending Cheetah. Our defensive line in the north stays strong, and they will move if the East Asian troops also move. But for now, I'm fairly confident in my goals. We are locking down and securing territory. We're going to bring Romania into the sphere. Poland as well. Which, yeah, that's probably scaring the Poles a little bit. But I gave Europe a chance to de-escalate. Europe chose not to de-escalate. I can probably get a ceasefire from Middle East North Africa. Okay, Middle East North Africa will not accept a ceasefire. Okay, interesting. But they are fighting other people, so we do have a little bit of breathing room there. Not a lot of breathing room, but enough that I'm comfortable with it. How's our air strength doing? Okay, not perfect. Oh, Vienna is under siege. Well, that's fine. The whole assault into southern Europe was supposed to be a distraction anyway, and it has clearly succeeded. So let us retire now to defend Krakow in Poland, which is, of course, the main area we are trying to take. There's an army division near Minsk. We can probably bring them forwards if we force march them quickly. So we've got the assault force on its way into Cheetah now. They should be able to take that quite easily, and then of course we march on further and further and further. I mean, to be fair, East Asia is
Vehicle destroyed.
Yeah, we need to basically bring up reinforcements, dig our troops in, and try... And... Yep, the only thing that we don't occupy is Reclaw, and as soon as we've occupied that, Poland will fall. And I would hope that that would finally be enough. Oh, and we may, of course, we may as well also get Belarus as well. I mean, we may not get Romania and Bulgaria, although they are actually seemingly retiring from the fight. Okay, so we have actually seized Poland, and I seriously hope Europe has got the message now. You give ceasefire and war with Asia Pacific. Okay, sure, why not? I mean, Asia Pacific can't reach me anyway, so I lose nothing from that. And my carrier group's already out that way anyway, so what's the great loss? Will East Asia accept a ceasefire?
Vehicle destroyed.
Not yet. But we did at least... Okay, I thought... Hey! We literally... You cheeky little... So they literally asked for a ceasefire. We gave them a ceasefire, and then they immediately... Immediately broke that ceasefire. That is... Yeah, that is just not on. Yeah, Europe's just committed fully to army, and that's all they're doing. And because they're fully committed to army, I have to fully commit to army. And my troops have had to leave the occupation zones in Romania because of the ceasefire, which Europe then immediately broke.
Vehicle destroyed.
City is besieged.
I can't lock in any of the new conquests because Europe will not end the war. There we go.
Vehicle destroyed.
City is besieged.
Yeah, get me early infantry fighting vehicles, then I'm going to move over to mostly construction. Try and hammer out as many divisions as we can.
Research complete.
And there we go. Now that's increased the rate of production.
Vehicle destroyed.
Our armor divisions are now much better than theirs because we now have decent tanks. We have infantry fighting vehicles, whereas they have APCs. We've taken a step ahead in our capabilities, and now they are going to pay for that because we are going to move on the last East Asian stronghold. Yeah, they've dug in all of their armor around Irkutsk, and I'm now going to hit that with all of my armor. It looks like we're gearing up for a pell-mell battle in Ukraine, basically. Our goal now is to protect the gains we've already made.
Enemy invading.
Yep, but of course that's not going to be easy because the AI in this is rabid. Absolutely rabid. Like, they are just completely rabid. Okay, let's place again the other armoured divisions in their path, so we are ready to hit this force in the rear when it
City
is
is besieged.
stopped by our frontline divisions, and that is happening now. Because again, we want to inflict as much damage as we can on the enemy as quickly as we can. There we go, that's the way. Keep hitting them, lads. Oh yeah, now you can really tell the firepower advantage of these new divisions. It's just incredible. I don't know where Europe's got this many divisions from so quickly, but it is
Vehicle
annoying.
destroyed.
Of course, luckily we do have the encircled Chinese troops on the back foot now, so that shouldn't be too hard to deal
Vehicle
with.
destroyed.
We are losing some divisions in the massive armoured brawl in western Ukraine, but we can reconstitute fairly quickly, I'm certain. And come back swinging. There we go. Europe has a ridiculous amount of tanks somehow. Okay, so now I really hope East Asia is willing to see sense and accept a ceasefire. Okay, East Asia is willing to accept a ceasefire now that their attempt to actually invade me failed. So I think the thing to do now is to get these guys on a force march and let's get them over to Central Asia, and let's actually start invading Central Asia, try and force them to the table as well. Yeah, I mean, on a one-on-one fight, these divisions are worse than mine. And in this case, we're picking them off one at a time. There was a bit of a pell-mell battle in Ukraine, but we are now actually succeeding in locking that down and bringing it to a point where we are going to successfully halt the thrust into Ukraine fairly effectively, I should say. There we go. Okay, so you guys are now on your tractor trailers and are moving west. This is very good. I need you to be on your tractor trailers moving west. That is vital. Go fast. I would say paint it red, but we're Russian, so it already is. And then just airdrop entire armor divisions in front of them because it's funny. It just... I'm fairly convinced this is Europe's gambit. This invasion is their gambit to try and end the war on favourable terms. I mean, they broke a ceasefire agreement already, so they're already in fairly hot water diplomatically. But I mean, situation's already pretty bad for them. What's in that zone? Okay, there's only 2 cities in that zone. In theory, it would be fairly straightforward to seize those 2 cities. And also seize the northern part of the steppe as well. Wouldn't be too hard. Okay, regroup so that we can then take on that last division at decent strength. And I think the European Air Force is now actually fairly...
Production complete.
In a fairly bad way. I'm just now waiting for... Yeah, a lot of their tactical air power is gone. They only have air defense assets now. So again, I want to keep building army divisions because I still don't have enough. Okay, now we move in to engage. There we go, please. Can we do that? Thank you very much. And then let me fly in another army division. Just to absolutely put the hammer on this one. Moving now into... So I'm going to tell them to go to combat ready as they're crossing the border. But until that is necessary, I don't want them to do it because I want the speed is of the essence with this operation. and we need to let these stations be, Central Asians be fundamentally aware of what happens when you try and seize
Vehicle destroyed.
the territory of the Russian Empire.
Alliance formed.
Okay, that's not really surprising. I don't even know why I'm bored with Age of Pacific. Sorry, broken. We have a ceasefire. We can't. Do I have any tech? Oh, do I have so if I offer them that, will they accept a ceasefire? No, they will not. Yeah, a European task force is trying desperately to push south and take our troops sieging Bucharest and Sofia. It's probably not going to happen, so again I'm going to tell these gentlemen to get off their transports onto their tanks. And if we can, I'm going to seize these territories off of the Central Asians. That will probably make them realise that what they're doing is incredibly stupid and they should probably stop. I'm then going to deploy my tanks and we're going to get ready to invade the Caucasus. And there we go. So I'm going to return you gentlemen back to an army base for some well-needed TLC. And there we go. Occupations are underway. This is all very, 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 very good. Bringing Kazakhstan back into the fold. It was a little bit rocky there at first, but we did manage it. And now we're going to perform a lightning invasion into the Caucasus to seize certain key territories that are required in order for the well, hey, look, I was only going to fight Europe, and it was going to be a limited war. Ukraine, Belarus, that was going to be it. Maybe Scandinavia if I could get it, but they've decided that the conflict will now escalate, because I don't understand why. And there's another airfield. Well, let's go get it. There we go, let's go get it. Go engage that tactical airbase. They can't even actually do anything with it now. Okay, everybody off your transporters, please. There we go, we're about to seize that. Combat power continues to increase. I'm gonna have troops in reserve in army bases ready to deploy at a moment's notice, because then that means they are ready to go as required. Sofia's occupied, Bucharest is occupied. Once Chisinau is occupied, I'm going to hope that the Europeans will see sense and accept a ceasefire. They've got to at this point. The war situation is not even developing to their advantage. Oh, come on! Are you really going to make me go all the way to the French coastline? Because I will. I will march all the way to the Atlantic coast. And wild horses will not be able to stop me. The other powers are seeing sense. Your ally East Asia realised when the going was getting tough that they should get going. But you don't seem to have got the message. Luckily, I actually have these forces spare to respond. So I can actually airdrop multiple mobile battalions in to stop this counter-offensive. And suddenly the situation does not look so rosy, does it?
Vehicle destroyed.
Yeah, can we please take Baku, please? Okay. So again, Operation Red Eagle. Standard procedure. move forces
Vehicle destroyed.
into contested territory, seize that territory, move on. Is what I basically have to do at this point. Because there is no alternative. They are refusing to surrender.
Vehicle destroyed.
There we go, deploying air transport to go where it needs to go. No squeaks from East Asia yet, but that's not really surprising. Again? Really? Are you really doing this? Yes, you... It's just... There's no consistency. You can't play this game against AI because the AI is just rabid. They don't escalate correctly. They just go completely, utterly rabid. Okay, so we'll move troops into... into Western Tibet. Hopefully that'll make them see sense. And we'll deploy more troops to... Again, I have to continue to deploy more divisions because they keep not learning the lesson. It just doesn't make any sense. They just won't, they just will not accept they have lost. Tell you what, Europe. There. Basically bribed them to go away. Thank God for that. I can now turn my attention to battles in the east. Good lord. They just will not give up. There we go. Now I think Central Asia has got the message now. You've got the message, haven't you? Yes, you have. Jolly good. Right. On your tank transport as you go, lads, and let's go and take Mongolia off them. So they don't keep doing this. Even though they continue to keep doing this. And it is really frustrating that they do keep doing this. Okay, there's a bunch of army divisions just stopped there. Probably because they've realized that fighting me is not for the best and they need to perhaps stop. Ceasefire. There we go. And now I'm out of war with the Orange Alliance. Beautiful. It's just East Asia that has once again decided that there's going to be war. Yeah, I need to start fortifying the borders in Europe. I need to start committing to a fortification effort. Okay, we've won that part. Ceasefire. They will not accept a ceasefire. Why will you people not accept a ceasefire? Please, accept a ceasefire.
Vehicle destroyed. Vehicle destroyed.
Just throwing a bunch of old stuff at me
Vehicle destroyed.
and hoping it works.
Vehicle destroyed.
City is besieged.
Okay, another army division. Again, throw that into Baku because that's something else they now have to deal with.
Vehicle destroyed.
Their eye is rabid. They just will not give up. I've not even able to do any of the things I wanted to do. I've not been able to lock in certain key aspects of my nation's military. I've had to shift all of my economy onto construction in order to build up the division strength I need. It... I mean, I look like a proper Russian state now, but for some reason they just won't back down. And I'm having to continually throw things at them. Occupy more and more territory. Just throw more and more things at them. Continually raid and pillage until they get the point.
Vehicle destroyed.
City is besieged.
Okay, we've actually occupied that. Alright, let's actually get into... Oh, an AA vehicle. That's actually fairly decent target. If I can also get Southern Tibet as well, why not? I mean, if the Chinese want to play hardball, let's play hardball.
Enemy invading.
Like, let us in fact...
City is lost.
Like, let us in fact play hardball.
Production complete.
Yeah, no, construction is not done. We need more army divisions. There cannot be enough army divisions. There has to be more. Always, there has to be more. Like, I will do horrible things to Istanbul until you give up. Give up, and I'll stop doing horrible things to Istanbul. Come on.
City is besieged.
This isn't so much escalate to de-escalate anymore. This is just escalate until we end the world.
Enemy invading.
And we're back at war with Europe, because of course we are. Because why wouldn't we be? There is no peace period. They just won't accept when they're done. Oh my God. Europe, please. Anyway, so as you can see, we've reconquered a lot of land. But the wars just never end now, and I can't do anything other than build divisions, because that's all the enemy is doing, building divisions. And with that, I hope you've all enjoyed Fleet's Terrific Thursdays. Thank you everyone for coming. Hope you had a fantastic time. I've not been able to do anything with Russia apart from just keep pumping divisions out and fighting wars. Which is not what this game is designed to do, and in fact goes against what the game is designed to be. But the AI has just gone. The AI has just gone completely rabid, and will not stop. So we have to keep fighting them. Take care, folks, and I'll see you all next time. Bye bye.